Oriire funowo. Good tidings to you. I pray that you are feeling awake, aware, and elevated in mind, body, and spirit, wherever you are, and whatever may be happening around you. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. I am Baba Umar, Oluranse Emese, voice of the MSA, member of the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs, Oluwo of the House of Umar, and Babalao of Ile-Ife Orisha. This Ile, this spiritual house, our website, and these video lessons are sanctioned by the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs in Ile-Ife, Nigeria. Oriire, abundant blessings to our Egbe, our online community of subscribers that's growing daily, by the way. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining us for another lesson in our video blog series. Remember, as a member of our Egbe, you can support each other's spiritual journey by posting your comments and questions, uplifting comments always, and questions in the comment section below. You can also email me using the link in the description below. If you're new to our video lessons, we invite you to click the links below to become a subscriber and member of our online Egbe. Also, click the notification button to stay up to date and share this resource with your family, friends, associates, and anyone who you feel may benefit from this wisdom. Homage to the one who sends, and to those who are sent. Homage to Orisha and Egun. Our topic in this video is the 16 Truths of Ifa, Part 1. If our foresight was perfect, we would have no need for faith. Life could not offer us any challenge, and we could not grow. Olodumare has challenged everything and has also provided a way for everything to succeed. For the plants, animals, insects, the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, Olodumare's command is for them to act according to their nature, the nature in which they were created. You and I are also given the same command, but our nature is more dynamic, more complex than the nature of other things. We're not separate from them, but we're different in that we can make choices that no other thing can make. Because of the complexity of the human drama, Olodumare gave us a path to follow that can assist us in avoiding, evading, deflecting, and blocking unanticipated or undesired events and circumstances. This path is Ifa. Ifa is by no means the only path, but it is the one to which our website and YouTube videos are devoted. And as we understand Ifa more deeply, we'll come to understand how those other paths are really expressions of this path that we call Ifa. Let's consider the first 8 of the 16 truths of Ifa. Number 1, there is a single God. There are many who draw a sharp dichotomy between the so-called monotheistic, believing in one God, and so-called polytheistic, believing in many gods, spiritual traditions. In Ifa, as in other indigenous belief systems, there is a single supreme entity. This supreme entity, which, by the way, the word God should not be applied, orchestrates creation through forces, agencies, and agents. There is no real distinction to be made here. Both monotheistic and polytheistic religions or cultural traditions believe in an omnipotent sentient source that works through agencies and agents. The indigenous belief systems, however, tend to acknowledge and interact more with these forces, agencies, and agents through formal and informal rituals and ceremonies. These agents of the source are the ones to whom we apply the term or label gods. When people in the so-called monotheistic religions refer to God, what tends to come to their mind is the image of an anthropomorphic, man-like being residing out there in the sky somewhere. In the Ifa worldview, Olodumare is the source. Orisun is the cauldron or calabash, full of all of the resources and good fortune that humans and creation need to be sustained forever. Olodumare is the all-sufficient one, the cauldron that never runs empty, the source of abundance that can never be exhausted, the source that is always ready and able to provide. What comes to mind when we say Olodumare is not an anthropomorphic image of some man out there somewhere. When we say Olodumare, what we experience, what we think, what we feel, what we sense is expansiveness, infinite potential, the realm of infinite possibility that cannot be narrowed down into any kind of anthropomorphic image. Olodumare is the owner and source of Ifa, and Ifa is a kind of Akasha, an Akashic record. Olodumare is the consciousness within which and from which all else is made manifest. Olodumare is the organization of creation that we call Ifa. It is the cauldron of all time, Igba, manifested and unmanifested, past, present, and future. So we say, Igba Olodumare Nigba. Olodumare's time is time. There's so much more to be said about Olodumare and the distinction between what we perceive as Olodumare and what the so-called monotheistic religions perceive when they say the term God, but we'll reserve that for another video. We'll go on now and stay in line with the first 8 of the 16 truths of Ifa. Number 2, there is no devil. Although Ifa exposes and addresses all of the frailties of humans, it does not proclaim us to be born sinners or born in sin, so-called original sin. Quite the opposite. The sacred oracles of Odu Ifa make it clear that the humans can be grand creatures with the potential to transform into ascendant beings. We're not created to be victims of Olodumare's wrath. Odu Ifa says of us, as I've said many times, the Eniyan, our Gege Bi Eniyan, we as human beings, our Ni Olodumareyan, we are the God's elect, Lati Lotun Ile-Ife, designated to renew the world. Eni Ayaniwa, we are the chosen ones. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Ifa acknowledges the existence of negative forces in creation, but none of these negative forces or entities can function without the laws established by the ultimate source of all things, Olodumare. We are created to fulfill the legacy of creation, to choose to overcome the forgetfulness brought on by the dynamics of the Loja, the marketplace, and to live in harmony with the agencies and agents of Olodumare. We are divine spiritual beings having a physical experience according to the will and intention of Olodumare. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Number 3, there is no predestination. Except for the day you were born, the family of your birth, and the day you are supposed to die, there is no single event in your life that cannot be forecast and, when necessary, changed. That means your fate in this life is dependent on your choices. Ifa divination points out to you what those choices are, and in any given circumstance, what must be done in order to make the right choice. Our common destiny is to live so that Olodumare can experience the fullness of the realm of infinite possibility. Our fate is the consequence of our individual choices. We each live the consequence of our choices. Our Oriire, our spiritual Ori, our spiritual head, is our guide to assist us in making good choices on our journey in this world. Our destiny is not imposed on us. It is our Oriire that chose our destiny when it was ready to return to the world. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. It is your and my birthright to be happy, successful, and fulfilled. There is the potential for good and the potential for bad in the Loja. Ifa provides the navigational system to fulfill your birthright and achieve happiness, success, and fulfillment in this life. Remember, Ifani ki isen. Ifa is not a religion. Ifani ba woaiye shishe. Ifa is how the universe works. Ifani iwati aiye. Ifa is the nature of the universe. Ifa ki ipuro. Ifa does not lie. Ifa ki iseke. Ifa does not mislead or deceive. Ohun tiyo osele nifa unwi. Ifa simply says what will happen. Ifa says, Ohun ori wase komani salahi seeo. What ori comes to fulfill, it cannot but fulfill it. You and I are born to be successful in fulfilling our chosen destiny, not imposed, not locked in, lockstep. That everything is already predicted and determined. That no, it's that we have the ability to make choices that will influence the nature of our journey in the Loja. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Number 5. You should grow and obtain wisdom during the process of life. Notice all of these are how they tie together, how they interlock with each other. Creation and the life that we share are full of mysteries and layers upon layers of spiritual wisdom and temporal knowledge that embrace and reinforce each other. We're not here to waste time in foolish things. Now, that doesn't mean that we should not take the time to have fun. We should. But we should also keep uppermost in our mind that knowledge is power, and it is power that is necessary to manage a world. Orisa and Irunmole, Ifa, the keeper of the secrets of existence, knows the nature and timing of future events. Ifa divination, Afoshe'e, gives us the ability to tap into that knowledge and acquire the wisdom we need to be successful in life. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Number 6, we are reborn through our blood relatives. This is one of the reasons you must pursue knowledge while on your journey. Accumulated knowledge can travel back into the world with you each time you return. The accumulated knowledge of all of your ancestors is in your bones and is downloaded into every cell that is manufactured by the bone marrow. Imagine that you could give birth to your great-great-grandfather as he returns into the world carrying the wisdom of all of his rebirths, much of it to be forgotten in the birthing process. And imagine that one day in the future, one of your descendants will give birth to you as you too make your return journey. This notion helps us to understand why some children seem to be so wise for their age, and we often use the expression that they're old souls. It also helps us to understand why it is so important to honor, respect, and care for our Aura Ojubo, our body temple. It is the repository of the accumulated knowledge and wisdom of our ancestors dating back over 300,000 years and beyond. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Number 7, heaven is home. Earth is the marketplace. In Ifa we say, Ayelo ja oruni le. The world is the marketplace. The spirit world is home. Our journey is cyclical between interconnecting realities. We move from home to the world and return home again before returning to this world. We choose to come. And remember, from one of our earlier lessons, we come to do our part in creating the good condition for every human being. This is the sacred agreement we all have with Olodumare. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. And number 8, we are part of the universe, the multiverse, in a literal, not just figurative way. In the beginning, there was nothing but the Ashe, Oro, the black material of the darkness from which all things come. It first manifested sentience, and the Ashe became self-aware, Olodumare. From this beginning, all things have come into existence according to a plan. That plan and the laws that govern it is essentially the same for all things. Interconnectedness, interrelatedness, interdependence. There is only one reality, one existence, one consciousness, one thing manifesting itself as a multiplicity of forms. We, you, and I are one of those forms of expression. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. We'll discuss the next 8 truths of Ifa in our next video next month. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Ki Olodumare Orisha ati egun fifune ni itona imoye ati opo ire. May Olodumare Orisha and Egun bestow on you guidance, wisdom, and abundant blessings. Ifo Kanbele, peace of mind from Olodumare. Ajo lo, ajo bo. We go out together, we return together. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo.